This is Hydrogen Tap. Got some good news. Finally, I had a failure, which I know some people wouldn't understand that as good news, but when you're testing, every failure brings you closer to success. And that's how I view everything. I had what I thought was a fuse failure in the Honda. Suddenly lost the amperage out and the cell went dead, and I thought it was the fuse, but upon closer examination it turned out to be this. And you can see these are the two relays that I've been using. These are my security relays that turn on when the key switch is turned on. So what I had was an overload that went through the relay system, and it was really something that I overlooked it. I can't believe I did that. If you look real close here, I'm going to take these apart and show you what it looks like here. These are some of my new tools. The relays that I thought were running were allowing about 40 or 50 amps to go through them. Don't do that, of course. Which I should have known. And here's our relay. These are the sections that allow the current to go through for the hydrogen cell. As you can see, they're pretty bad shape. They're not even opening up at all. But the critical part is this. So the current voltage goes through the back here to turn this on. The current passes through the relay here, up through the top, and then through one of these 2 points. So when the relay opens or closes, this piece of metal here either touches the front piece or the back piece. So upon activation it touches the back piece, and then it comes out here and goes to the coil, or I should goes to the hydrogen cell. Anyway, this is the critical wire, which I should have noted. You can see it's pretty well heated up really bad. You can see the insulation is coming off. If you look at this side is, here's the second relay. Let's back off here. And this side is the critical wire that's carrying the current. If you look at the other side, it's gone. All the insulation is burned off. And if you really look tight, there's our culprit. There's the guy that's totally burned through. This relay is shut. So what happened is, burn through here, open the circuit, and as that happens, we lose the cell, which is good news, which means nothing actually happened to the cell itself, it just stops functioning. So the relays were designed correctly, for me, I should say. That meant there was no fuse blow because these became the fuse. It also means that the hydrogen cell did not overheat. I was running for the last week at about 2830 amps, which is where I wanted it to be. The only thing that went was the relay. The last video, if you look at, was the video that I originally thought there was a fuse problem with. It turns out it wasn't the fuse at all. That turns out to be these relays. So now the relays are cooked. I've got to install another section of relays to do the same job. They have lasted a while, which is interesting. So that's my next project now, is just to get and rebuild these relays, or get another set of relays. That's no big deal. I'm not using the full range of these relays anyway. If you want to write me at hydrogentap.com, you can write John Ahrens at hydrogentap.com. I'll be glad to receive your emails. Or you can go to my site, hydrogentap.com. I've got a lot of still videos of the Honda with the installation. Also, I'm getting a lot of email of people who can't find the latest videos because YouTube does not put the videos in order. If you go to my site, hydrogentap.com, and click on YouTube, I have a link to all the latest videos on there. On one of my videos I started to show, I ran out of time, I'll be putting together a package that has all the items that you need to install your cell, including the meters. You can see the relay, which now I'll be changing out, and that's why the tests are going. I won't allow anything out unless it's tested. These are 10 gauge wires, which is what I'm using in the Honda. Nothing smaller than 10 gauge. And you can see the tube in the background, and I'm using those also. That's for the hydrogen, and it seems to be working well. Once I get that pretty well approved out, then I'll have this kit together, and you're welcome to go to hydrogentap.com and pick one up if you like. The focus cell that I'm using right now is working just the way it's supposed to be. Hopefully we're going to get some results on it without doing anything to the oxygen sensor. That is one test that I'm running right now, so I'm not using or not bypassing the oxygen or O2 sensor at all. We'll see what changes there are. If you go to my site, hydrogentap.com, and click on the test sheet there, you'll see the mileage chart. I guess it's called chart, and you'll be able to see just exactly what the Honda is doing as far as gas mileage up to this point. This next mileage point on that chart will show what the cell is doing. It's going to take probably two or three fills before we can actually see what's going on.